want to talk about a particular kind of abuse that I have been aware of in an escalating sense over the last 10 years, but being acutely aware of in the last 3 years. And the abuse looks like this. Certain experiences in my framework of memory, and a lot of it is visceral. As I speak, I'm not fully in my body. There's pain right here. There's pain in my gums. There is pain in my neck. There is a grief that's hovering, that's waiting for me to enter my body, for me to feel it, and it's too much, and so I'm not fully in my body. And there is a tapestry framed by nails. Nails in a circle around these feelings, nails in a circle around these sensations, and a web goes from one nail to the other, this way and that way and this way and that, and it creates this matrix of experience that feels horrific. Now, I'm in a culture where it's not appropriate. It's against the cultural law to speak of these horrors. And so the first stretching on this rack of torture comes when I'm in all this pain and I've got to pretend that it doesn't exist because everyone else is pretending that it doesn't exist. And the pretense is thick. It begins with a refusal to ask. It continues with dissociation. It continues with deflection. It continues with attacking the messenger. Well, you should look like this way. Well, what about the positive here, etc.? It continues in this matrix of deflection. And then comes a moment with a friend, with a loved one, of going into this winding spiral of tight energy. And as I go into the spiral of tight energy, as I relive the events in order to convey and transmit the awareness of the events to another, there is a stillness, there is a pain, there is a dissociation, and there is looking for validation, looking for caring, looking for belonging, looking for responsiveness to hear the message, you matter, your feelings matter, this is real to me and it matters to me, and therefore your experience, your feminine self is real and matters to me. And I don't get it. And I feel like you can't be seeing this. There's no way that you can see this. There's no way that you can understand this and not be responding. So I feel invisible. I feel lonely. I feel frustrated. I don't know what's happening as they say, oh, I've got another call. I've got to go. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's very much like walking by a city street. There was a moment in China, caught on film recently, where an infant fell into the road and was driven over repeatedly as people walked by, stepping over her soon-to-become corpse. And you cannot do that without a piece of humanity and soul dying. Because to passively and without shrieking experience the level of dissociation needed to step over an innocent child that is being murdered by a dissociative and materialistic culture, one has to die. One has to acknowledge that parts of our humanity are already dead. And for that not to be grieved, to be wept over in a deep and meaningful way. There is a broadcast virus, a meme rippling through the culture that says, your soul does not matter. And it is that message that hits me like a volley of arrows, puncturing my heart with the bemusement of people that do not seem to think there is a heart to be punctured. And so what's the big deal? I cannot be in the presence of people this sick and this numb without wailing and acknowledging that something is very wrong, that it's wrong to be so anesthetized, to the grief of being so anesthetized, to the loss of humanity that is expressed when this level of pain is unsung, unhonored, unwept, and the complete biological disconnection between the sacredness of who we are as human beings, as spiritual beings in a human body. I cannot sit still. I cannot tolerate the presence at that level of passivity. I must have space. And at some point, far out in the hinter regions, away from one cult after another, the question is, am I all alone? Or is there someone here that can sing the tears that no one I know will sing with me?